Hello everybody, time for notes again. Okay, today's notes are going to be on page 10 or 13. I know I totally messed up the page numbers on the last notes, and you should hopefully have gotten those notes eventually onto page 10 or 13. That's okay. Those are your adding integer notes in, right? I don't have them here, but you should have stuff written there, but you should still have enough room so you can just like draw a line underneath of those notes, and then you'll start with what we're doing today, right? You don't need a whole lot of space for this. So today's notes are on multiplying and dividing there's no E there. Dividing integers. Okay, positive and negative numbers. So we're going to just go over the rules for multiplying and dividing integers because we will go over the examples and the why it works in class. And this is just notes to help you remember. So if you need to pause and get that heading down, do that. And we'll get started. So we're kind of just putting a little chart here to help us remember. When we have two numbers with the same sign, that equals a positive answer. And again, this is for multiplying or dividing. The nice thing is you multiply and divide like you always do, and what you're trying to figure out here is what sign your answer has, and the rule works the same whether you're multiplying or dividing. So we're just going to kind of make a little guide here that if you have a positive number times a positive number, of course you already know that answer is positive. If you have a negative number times a negative number, that answer is also positive, right? That was what we put here, that when we have the same sign, meaning they're either both positive or both negative, we get that positive answer. Okay, well, the rule works with division too. Same rule exactly. If we are dividing a positive divided by a positive, oops, didn't leave myself my little parenthesis room. Positive divided by positive is a positive, of course you know that. A negative divided by a negative is also positive, right? So exact same rules. Whether we're multiplying or dividing, rule is the same. All right. So what about, I'm going to draw myself a little different colored line here to separate. So that is the rule for when the signs are the same. Now, when we have different signs, equal negative answer. And really, we're going to make our little chart, but that's all you need to remember. So, if we have a positive times a negative, that is a negative answer, right? Signs are different, answer's got to be negative. If you have a negative times a positive, the answer is also negative because order in multiplication doesn't matter. Multiplication is commutative, so you could switch those numbers, result would be the same. All right, with division, if we have a positive divided by a negative, different signs, the answer would be negative. Or a negative divided by a positive, the answer would be negative. And again, you notice I did not use any numbers in this example because you multiply and divide like you always do. The question is just, what sign does my answer have? Well, you use this little guide to figure it out. And eventually, you remember.